I feel like when you have games in the same genre, you can't help but to compare the two. Even if they're completely two different styles, two different vibes, and a completely different storyline, if they have the same genre, they're bound to be compared with other games similar to that genre. And more so recently, a lot of people have been comparing Honkai Star Rail and Wuthering Waves, even though those are completely two different games made by completely two different developers. People can't help but compare, and so do I, let's be honest, because sometimes you can't help but seeing what one game has that the other one doesn't. But both games have a certain charm to them that make me want to stick around. So as you guys know, recently in Wuthering Waves 3.0 has been out for some time now, and a lot of people are talking about the drip marketing for the characters now and future characters. And I haven't really talked about this at the beginning because I haven't been able to really sit down and play the new update, mainly because I've been having a lot of crashes and stuff like that, and I've just been taking breaks from gacha games altogether, so I really haven't had the time to sit down. But seeing all the new characters being drip marketed and their cool animations, whether they have relevance to the story or not, it's the fact that Kuro takes time to enhance their characters, and they're getting way better, because I feel like the characters back when the game was first released were not 100% at their peak, and probably in the future Kuro plans on buffing those older units that don't really have much relevance in the meta anymore. But a lot of people still do play with those old characters, but I do feel like since the bosses and stuff are getting a lot harder, it makes sense why older characters and older units would get buffed later on in the future. For me personally, I have a whole pull list of characters I want to pull this year and hopefully get them on the rerun banner or when they're first released. But considering that if you're trying to be free to play and stuff like that, I do feel like it's going to be a bit of a challenge, considering that I just cannot be sitting on the game for too long or I will start to lose my mind. But I just have to give props to where props is due, as always. Honkai Star Rail may not be in the best state as of right now gameplay wise. A lot of people are talking about how this may be the worst update of Honkai Star Rail and all that stuff, and I just want to say that this is a perfect break for me from pulling characters and everything, because to be honest, there is no real characters from this patch that I consider pulling at all. I've already stated this, but I do have Firefly. But the thing is, I feel like when you're far along into the game and you already have a couple of niches, whether it's super break or HP scaling or something like that, or true damage, one of those, it's like once you're far enough in the game, I feel personally it's harder to invest in a brand new niche. Whereas if you're just starting out in the game, you have multiple opportunities to pull different characters for different units and different niches. And so even though I have Firefly, it doesn't give me enough of an interest to pull all of these other super break characters, mainly because I would have to invest a lot of time and energy in building up those characters, and I just don't feel the need to do that. As we know, Honkai Star Rail did go ahead and drip market the two new characters introduced in the Elation Path, the updated version of Sparkle, aka Sparky, and Yo Guao. I'm probably saying that name wrong, but I'm not gonna lie, as with every characters in Honkai Star Rail, for me personally, they always look very interesting in the sense that not every animation is the same. Some certain animations from characters have been reused, which, hey, saves them a lot of time and money, but each one has their own unique style and personality. And this will be a brand new path to follow, hopefully, for our MC. But I don't know the full situation on that yet. I don't know when these characters will be implemented, either after the current update or they're just like coming along the future. But considering that they're only just now being drip marketed, they're not going to be coming right now. I don't have too much to say other than the fact that I love their animations. Even their idle animations look really cool and interesting. I'm not exactly sure where they would fit in my current roster, considering that I spent majority of the time pulling for remembrance characters, so I don't exactly know who they will work with as of right now. But obviously we're going to know more about that in the future when they are released and what teams they work in. But that is to say that there is not too much doom and gloom in Honkai Star Rail. I do hope that this next patch with these new characters will help uplift the game just a little bit, but this is my first time playing Honkai Star Star Rail in a couple of months, I feel like. I've been away for at least a month or so, a month and a half, and joining back, it feels kind of refreshing in a way. I haven't played the new main story, but I realized that most of what I was doing was playing catch up to all the events that have been happening, even if they're just simple events being done. Stellar Jades is Stellar Jades. While with Wuthering Waves, I haven't even been able to sit down and play the new update, but the new characters look amazing. Even the ones that are being drip marketed in the future, like, they look really, really cool and have an important part to play in the story. And considering that we're in a whole new region with a whole bunch of different people, I'm hoping to see more 4 stars, obviously. We have a good amount of 5 stars that we've seen already. Some good reruns coming up. Like, it's a very busy patch for a lot of people, and it does feel kind of overwhelming at times, because it's just like, I do feel as if, since some of these events are like time gated, so if you don't do it in the set amount of time, it's just you're missing out on Stellar Jades and probably free prizes and stuff like that. So if you're not playing around that time, you're missing out on a lot, you know? And I hate feeling that way sometimes because it makes me feel guilty. But at the same time, when you need a break, you need a break. And I just been needing a break from gacha games altogether. So that's what I did. Even if it means I have to play catch up later on to see what is going on or what I've missed. I've still kept up with the updates with Honkai Star Rail and Wuthering Waves. But have I been playing them? No. But I just want to say, with these new characters coming out really soon, what are your expectations for these characters? They do look cool. There's no doubt about it. Their animations are definitely different and unique, and they're very similar to characters that we probably already have in the game, in the sense of like their looks, not so much as like their style or animation, but they do look very familiar to already existing characters that we have. I don't know, with this new patch update with Delilah or Constance made us move to a brand new region, or that's still being put on hold. Everything that's been happening with Honkai Star Rail has been put on hold, and it's kind of unfortunate, but I do hope for the best for Honkai Star Rail as always, because this game still has a very unique style. It's one of the very few games that I play that has a turn-based combat style, and I like to personally play different types of gacha games, not necessarily the same one back to back. I do feel like Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves have that open world exploration aspect, so I personally just need to pick one or the other. And other games such as ZZZ and Genshin Impact are doing well under Hoyo as well, even though most of them hasn't been as affected with this whole Chinese and Japanese debacle going on. It doesn't seem like the other games have been too much like affected in the way that Honkai Star Rail has, which is good. A bright light in this dark, eerie hallway for Hoyo. And I know what you guys are probably thinking, or what you're probably saying, that I'm hating on Honkai Star Rail and giving props to Wuthering Waves, but refuse to see that I know that both games at some point weren't always doing the best. Wuthering Waves, when it first released, there was a lot of issues going on with it, and a lot of those issues have been fixed and or addressed. It's the same thing with Honkai Star Rail, you know? All I can do now is hope for the best for both games. I know one of the games, Wuthering Waves, are on a very much of a high right now, especially winning the Best Voice Actor Game Award or something like that. And even though Honkai Star Rail is currently on a low, I'm hoping the future development of Honkai Star Rail doesn't stop and things get sorted out with that, so that way the game could possibly continue to thrive in the future. But with that being said, I'm probably just rambling on and going off topic, so let me know down below what you guys think of the new characters for Honkai Star Rail and the 3.0 update for Wuthering Waves. Who's your favorite character that you're willing to pull for this patch? What's your favorite part of this region? All that stuff. I'll probably go into more details like in future videos, talking about my thoughts and opinions on it after I've played the update. But as of right now, that's gonna be it for right now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye everyone.